You have heard the claim everywhere. Successful people wake up early, sometimes painfully early. So you search why do successful people wake up at 5 a.m. because the habit seems strange. Why would anyone voluntarily wake up when the world is still dark? Here is the part most people misunderstand. The advantage is not the hour, it is the environment that exists at that hour. 5 a.m. works because your brain enters a rare psychological condition almost impossible to recreate later in the day. A state where interruptions disappear, social pressure fades, and your brain begins the day before the world begins pulling at it. Think of it like opening a store before customers arrive. The store owner prepares the entire day before the first distraction walks through the door. By the end of this, you will understand the real psychological mechanism behind why successful people wake up at 5 a.m. and why the habit works. Researchers studying circadian rhythm productivity noticed something interesting. Your brain does not produce the same level of mental control throughout the day. Early morning often contains a short window when cognitive interference is lowest. Fewer messages, fewer demands, fewer emotional inputs. That quiet environment reduces what psychologists call cognitive switching. Every time your brain switches tasks, attention fragments and energy drains. Early morning delays that fragmentation. This is why many people who follow 5 a.m. morning routine psychology report a strange experience. They complete meaningful work before the day even feels like it started. The work is not easier. The environment simply removes friction. Your brain performs its highest quality thinking when interruptions are lowest. And once interruptions arrive, the psychological advantage disappears. Most people assume productivity problems come from laziness or lack of discipline. The deeper problem is attention fragmentation. Your brain spends the day switching contexts, emails, messages, meetings, notifications. Each switch forces your brain to reload the mental state. This reload process drains cognitive energy faster than the task itself, which explains why waking up early increases productivity appears true. Early morning temporarily protects your attention. Imagine a lake early in the morning. Before wind arrives, the water surface stays perfectly smooth. You can see deep into the water because nothing disturbs the surface. Your mind works similarly. Before the day begins, fewer thoughts and interruptions ripple across your attention. Once the world starts moving, messages and responsibilities create waves everywhere. The mind becomes harder to see through. Early morning gives your brain calm water before the waves arrive. You may recognize this pattern already. You wake up early for a flight or a trip. The house is quiet. You suddenly notice your mind feels unusually clear. Another moment. You wake up earlier than usual and start working before messages begin. 2 hours pass and you finish something that normally takes half a day. Later the same afternoon you attempt another task. The same brain now feels scattered. Messages appear. Notifications interrupt. Energy drops. This is why early morning success habits appear repeatedly among high performers. Not because waking early is heroic, because it protects the mind from fragmentation. Most people misunderstand why do successful people wake up at 5 a.m. They believe the habit creates discipline. But discipline is not the core benefit, psychological ownership is. Early morning is the only part of the day fully controlled by you. No meetings, no requests, no external demands. This creates something rare. Your brain begins the day in control instead of reacting. That small psychological shift changes everything. When your first hour belongs entirely to you, your brain experiences agency instead of pressure. The actionable shift is simple. Do not focus on waking at 5 a.m. Focus on protecting the first hour of your day from external input. No messages, no notifications, no reactive tasks. The real advantage is owning the first hour of your mind. Once you start the day with deliberate focus, the psychological momentum often carries into the rest of the day. Tomorrow morning your alarm will ring. You will face a familiar decision: stay inside the momentum of sleep, or step into an hour the rest of the world has not claimed yet. Because the real power is not discipline, it is silence. And silence is where your clearest thinking usually lives. The quiet hour belongs to whoever wakes up first. If you owned the first hour of your day completely, what would you protect that time for? Tell us your story in the comments. Think about the clearest thinking moment you have experienced recently. If the psychology of morning surprised you, watch our next conversation.